Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. House Committee Ranking Member says a stablecoin bill could be coming soon. Next, Consensys files lawsuit against SEC and commissioners over Ether regulation. Also, U.S. SEC expected to deny spot Ether ETFs in May. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. We have a quick request that doesn't cost you anything in order to help. Help us grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers by September, which would be our channel's 1-year anniversary. All we ask is that you click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. By clicking on these, it does help grow the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline: House Committee Ranking Member says a stablecoin bill could be coming soon. House Financial Services Committee Ranking Member Maxine Waters said a stablecoin bill in the short run was coming amid negotiations with Republican lawmakers and the Senate. Representative Maxine Waters, ranking member of the United States House Financial Services Committee, has suggested that lawmakers are making progress on passing stablecoin legislation. In an April 24th interview with Bloomberg, Representative Waters said she had been working very well together with Committee Chair Patrick McHenry in legislation on stablecoins and clawbacks for banks and talking to lawmakers in the U.S. Senate. According to the ranking members, only a few more tweaks were necessary for the stablecoin bill to move forward in the House. It's been very complicated, said Representative Waters. We have so many entities that are involved. Everybody has had something to say. We've had to recognize all of those concerns. In doing that, in the final analysis, it's about making sure that investors and that the people are protected and that we don't have a stablecoin bill where companies don't have the assets that they say that they have. She added, "We're talking with the Senate side. We've met with Schumer, talked with Sherrod Brown. We're on our way to getting a stablecoin bill in the short run." Senator Brown, who chairs the Senate Banking Committee, reportedly said in April he was open to passing stablecoin legislation, provided his concerns were addressed. Lawmakers in the House and Senate have proposed different legislative paths to regulate stablecoins, but any bill would need to pass through both chambers before being signed into law. Representative Waters suggested in February that lawmakers were very close to a deal on stablecoins. On April 17th, Senators Kirsten Gillibrand and Cynthia Lummis introduced a payment stablecoin bill they had been teasing for months. It's unclear how the bill could divide support in the Senate from the efforts Representative Waters described. In July 2023, lawmakers in the House Financial Services Committee passed the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act, setting the stage for a full floor vote. The legislation has not moved forward since then. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline: Consensys files lawsuit against SEC and commissioners over Ether regulation. The company warned that the SEC reversing a position it had held since 2018 on Ether as a security could spell disaster for the network and halt innovation in the United States. Software development company Consensys filed a lawsuit against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and its 5 commissioners over claims they plan to regulate ETH as a security. In an April 25th filing in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas, Consensys alleged the SEC had orchestrated a campaign to seize control over the future of cryptocurrency with enforcement actions aimed at regulating Ether as a security. The company cited the SEC's record, also referring to Chair Gary Gensler's statements of declaring ETH was not a security as early as 2018, warning of the potential ramifications of the Commission changing its positions after firms had built businesses based on regulatory precedent. The SEC's unlawful seizure of authority over ETH would spell disaster for the Ethereum network and for Consensys, said the filing. Every holder of ETH, including Consensys, would fear violating the securities laws if he or she were to transfer ETH on the network, and the ability of anyone new to acquire ETH to use Ethereum's repository of decentralized applications and services would be extinguished. This would bring use of the Ethereum blockchain in the United States to a halt, crippling one of the Internet's greatest innovations. Consensys alleged that the SEC had trained its sites on the firm's MetaMask wallet software, which allows users to self-custody ETH and other cryptocurrencies. The company said in the filing that they received a Wells notice from the SEC on April 10th, warning of potential enforcement actions related to its MetaMask swaps and MetaMask staking products. It added that the SEC said in a phone conference that Consensys was operating as an unregistered broker-dealer. Though the lawsuit specifically named all 5 SEC commissioners in their official capacity, it also targeted Gensler's inconsistent statements on Ether. The SEC chair ducked questions on whether ETH was under the Commission's regulatory reach in an April 2023 hearing, despite saying in 2018, when he was a university professor, that Ether was not a security. According to Consensys, the firm received 3 subpoenas in 2023 regarding requests for information related to acquisitions, holdings, and sales of ETH. The company reiterated that the SEC's ongoing efforts to classify Ether as a security pull the rug out from firms attempting to operate in good faith with regulatory guidelines. It requested official relief by having a court declaring ETH is not a security under the Securities Act and that Consensys's sales of ETH are not sales of securities. Consensys filed the lawsuit in Texas, where the company maintains a headquarters in Fort Worth. The state's federal districts have been a bit of a hotspot for crypto-related legal matters. On April 23rd, the Blockchain Association and Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas sued the SEC over expansion efforts to its dealer rule. In February, the Texas Blockchain Council and Riot Platforms filed a lawsuit over information on energy usage from crypto miners. Though the SEC had not filed a lawsuit against Consensys at the time of publication, a Wells notice can sometimes be a sign that the Commission plans to bring an enforcement action. The SEC has ongoing civil cases against Coinbase, Binance, and Ripple, and recently wrapped up a trial in an action against Terraform Labs and Do Kwon. Our next top headline: U.S. SEC expected to deny spot Ether ETFs in May. Other evidence suggests that the SEC will likely delay the approval of spot Ether ETFs, with Ether ETFs trading in Hong Kong from April 30th. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission will most likely deny spot Ether exchange-traded funds, or ETF, in May, according to a new report. Reuters reported on April 24th that U.S. issuers and other firms expect the SEC to reject spot Ether ETF applications next month following meetings with the regulator in recent weeks, citing 4 people who participated in the meetings. The 4 persons, who asked to be anonymous due to the private nature of the discussions, said recent meetings between issuers and the SEC have been one-sided and agency staff have not discussed substantive details about the proposed products. The sources compared the unsuccessful talks regarding Ether ETFs to detailed discussions between issuers and the agency in January, weeks before it approved spot Bitcoin ETFs. Before the historic approval, the SEC rejected spot BTC ETF filings for over a decade. It only changed its stance after Grayscale Investments won a court victory against the securities regulator in August 2023. Many analysts agree that the SEC is likely to further delay possible approval of Ether ETFs. It seems more likely that approval will be delayed until later in 2024 or longer. VeChain ETF data analyst Todd Rosenbluth reportedly said, adding that the regulatory landscape is still too cloudy. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchanis previously estimated chances of the SEC approving a spot Ether ETF in May at around 35% in March. He also noted that he'd sourced good intel to suggest that the SEC may be giving the silent treatment to prospective fund issuers on purpose. Balchanis also mentioned that SEC Chair Gary Gensler's stance on Ether could also impact the decision process, as Gensler has refused to give clarity on whether Ether was a security. While the U.S. is apparently set for another delay, some global jurisdictions have been moving forward with plans to start trading ETF products. On April 24th, Hong Kong's Securities and Futures Commission, or SFC, officially approved the first batch of spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs, including 3 BTC and 3 ETH ETFs by China Asset Management, Harvest Global Investments, and Bocera. Following approval, Hong Kong's crypto ETFs are expected to start trading on April 30th. So this concludes Crypto Top Headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.